Hey everybody, welcome back. It is the Fantasy Rugby Yanks. My name is Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauser.
Well, let's get to it. It's fantasy time. We have more leagues to recap than we do to do start
Preview.
sit for. But yeah,
Right.
it's all right. We still
okay.
still got lots to do. So
Right.
First of all,
New beers.
Hear this, new beers. The beers. Yeah, if you haven't grabbed it yet, grab our Patreon because Six Nations analytics are on there now. They will be. I'll try and get it done this weekend so they can be up there a little early.
And I'm like days away from having the Super Rugby ready. It's about 60% done, and I didn't get to spend too much time on it this week. But next week it'll be out.
Happens when you watch a lot of rugby.
It does. I've been watching too much and going out too much. I had weekend excursions, and that slowed it down.
Mostly stop seeing your mom. Don't stop coming over here.
Yeah, what the fuck? Family and friends. What the hell?
God damn it.
Yeah, who do I think I am?
Let's look at Six Nations TRM. We'll go to FRD. TRM was an average high scoring affair. Like everybody got well into the sixes, I think, this weekend. I thought I had a kind of crap week, and I had 674. So yeah, about that. It's a big weekend for scores, and
right. I had 713. Holy fuck!
Yeah, Ben had the top one in the group. Ben is 1, George 2, Mark 3. There was literally no movement. I'm 4, Duncan, Anton, Justin, and Carrick holding up the bottom. I am only in fourth by
7th overall.
The skin of my teeth. I'm there by freaking 7 points because I mean I made some okay moves in terms of who I signed and who I brought. I brought in Lowe, which helped. Kept Pinot. Got forced to use Chris Harris, which I wasn't wild about. And McNally was my hooker, which again I wasn't super wild about.
Damn, this was
probably could have gotten Elias in there instead, but and
I screwed up because I kept Watson in my bench. I meant to bring on Lamaro. Somehow, like I just had a brain fart. I added Skinner
so good
for free, luckily. But my ads were Skinner, and I did add Lowe as well. And then I don't remember who else I picked up.
Wasn't awful.
But it worked out just fine. Not complaining at
all. Bless you. For FRD, for my league, we had Duncan beat George. I lost to Lianu, and in a tough one, it was Franco did we just
not Franco?
Not Franco.
I played Franco.
Cobus. Sorry, sorry, Cobus. I'm doing you a disservice by that.
We don't have the names. We just have we're going by
their team names. And I should write these down. And then but Cobus beat Mark. So Cobus had the high score of the week. So Mark would have beat at least a couple others. So that was too bad. But that's matchup fantasy stuff right there for you. That's just how it works out sometimes.
Right.
Sucks. What did your division look like?
In the other division, Franco just took me to town. I didn't score too badly. I got 117. He popped off with 143. Don Brandt, and he had Lowry. He added Lowry. So there you go.
Good ad.
Justin doubled up Carrick 156 to 76. Carrick's struggling.
On the struggle bus
squad, and then Anton whooped up on Scary Larry.
All right, well, that's how it goes.
Sorry.
So in that I had the Italian front row, so I was doomed. I was like, that's gonna be my front row right there. End.
I had England's front row.
That's not bad.
Right.
Yeah, and I still have 2 Italian back 3 players too, so that makes it.
So did I. I had Padovani and Bruno. I solved that this week, though. I caught. So remember, if you're out there doing the FRDs, don't forget that you could still make changes this week, and that they've added players like James Lowe and Rory Darge. So I was able to get both of them off the waiver wire, and because nobody decided to look at the waiver wire. So check your leagues. Those 2 are now available. They weren't going into the weekend. So
no, they weren't.
They've added players.
Yeah, that was a little difficult. Yeah, I do have. I mean, and sometimes you just gotta hope that you have somebody that's willing to trade too, and you just don't have it. When I think they had 3 out of position players overall in terms of the teams play outside back that were out of position. Like Lowry's listed as a fly half, and Moifono's listed as a midfielder. Like it makes it tough to field a fullback free when when all 6 teams don't field.
Tui Palatu as a flanker,
right? So so it makes it tough. Makes it tough.
But it makes it kind of fun too. Kind of like, all right, we'll just throw this guy there. All right,
let's try it. Let's try this. Let's try this dart and see what happens.
It's a wild card, bitches.
Yeah, right. And then Prem TRM, we had no movement, but I am again just hanging on by the hair of my chinny chin chin. I'm in my spot by 3 points. Bad week for me. Yeah, Ben's 1, Duncan's 2, I'm 3, Anton is 4. Like I said, creeping up right there. Carrick is 5, Justin 6, Mark is 7, and then George is 8. George still had a much better week than a bunch of us. So good for him. So he's climbing. He's starting to climb out of there.
In that one, I'm still in the top 30, so I'm happy. I was just like, I thought I had a down week, and plus I had to eat 20, so I would have had over 500, but. Yeah, it fucked me over because Pearson. I couldn't add Pearson because I have too many London Irish, and I'd already made
yourself on that one.
I know, and I'd already made too many drops. So I was like, okay, well, if I have to drop someone else anyway, because I need a forward. I ate 20 and added Dan Dupria. So
that wasn't a terrible.
I mean,
Yeah, I made the.
It wasn't that hard to do.
We talk about how important it is to make sure that you captain the right person, and I did not captain the right person. That's what made my week go.
Yeah.
I had.
Oh, that's right. You did Robinson, huh?
Yes. Poor.
Yeah. JLGP didn't do well for me either. I mean, he got 68. It's justifiable.
That's pretty good. That's justifiable at least. Like mine was not good at all.
Yeah, I guess if he's scoring more than your captain scored with his double-edge.
Yeah, not good. not good. Not good at all. And then I chose this week to add Roebuck, and that did not work well. Although honestly, I don't think it would have mattered. My other option was pretty bad too. So poop. Oh well.
Right.
But better things ahead. I have plans. And hopefully I can keep my freaking spot. And then Super Rugby FRD in this one. Well, Anton took down Ben, and then in a big score, George took down Carrick. Freaking George put up 150. Yoo-hoo! That's a big one. Justin put up 147. He beat Mark, and then I beat Duncan in what was a pretty big slugfest. It was 125 to 109. So
damn.
Yeah, our Rejects League is bad.
It's not going well.
We had Rayasi, and that would have done us great jobs if we didn't start Hodge.
Oh,
we had Hodge, and we didn't have a front row, and we were missing a loose forward because of the game cancellation.
Yeah.
So our team is literally the Rejects.
Okay. That is the
worst.
It's not going well
that I've had. The other one, this one and the other one, I think I'm 2-0. And I won my Blitz matchup.
Oh, nice.
To dive into the Blitz for the first time ever.
Okay,
and I was able to get over the line. This week will be interesting.
Not done that.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And it was actually was kind of, well, the drafting is the fun part, obviously. But then like you have 2 people that don't show up, and they're, the auto draft is going to pick some players that you're like, yeah, I would not want that person anyway. Like Chiefs that were on bye, and one of Pacifica that were on bye, and guys that aren't starting like Bowden Barrett and and Richie Mwanga and all that. So it's like, yep, take them. I don't want them. Okay, bye. so that was fun, and I did.
Although Mwanga's back in the lineup this week, so
back in the lineup this week.
Yeah. If I only lose 2.5 weeks, I'm
bad.
Pretty happy to have him.
Yeah, and I did lose my TRM Cup matchup. I knew it was bad news. I knew it was bad news. I was like, this is not going to go well, is it? I dumped most of my team Friday with those 3 games.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost by over 100. I was not going to happen. Yep, not good. Oh well, gave it. That's the furthest. I think that's the furthest I've gone. So round 4, not bad.
Not bad. I just got to round 2 this year, and
that was your first time getting there,
right? So I'm looking to expand on that next time. Yeah, well, the dude that beat me had no business. he had like a ridiculous week that's like way out of his normal team. I think he like dropped 200 points the next week. It's like he beat me by 10. It's like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just completely out of the brain experience
yeah.
sometimes.
Well, that's kind of what makes it fun, because people get cleared out by, a fluke week one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. It does happen. Mm-hmm. That is the downside of cup competition and matchup competition of any way, shape, or form. So, say la vie. All right. It is time for start sit. I think you can lead us off with the Quins match on Friday.
Okay, the Quins versus Falcons. Quins are 4th in attack, 6th in defense. Newcastle are 12th in attack and 5th in defense. And the matchups aren't particularly good. So on the Quins side, Newcastle are 4th versus hooker. They're 1st versus lock, 7th versus flank. So it's like, okay, they're the forwards. They're kind of decent against. 9th versus scrum halves, 13th versus centers, 11th versus wing, and 12th versus fullback. Okay, well, now you have my attention, because start the normal players. You start, Kerr, Andre, Lina, Murley, Green. And then I would also look at Jurevicius for a potential rental if you're really in need of options. If he's starting, he's been scoring really well, even off the bench. Levis and the other locks are kind of questionable for this one. Just because they're Newcastle are 1st versus locks. On the Newcastle side, Harlequins are 4th versus hookers, 7th versus locks, 1st versus flankers, 9th versus 8s, which doesn't really matter. 8th versus fly halves, 5th versus centers, 4th versus wings, and 6th versus fullbacks. So there's actually some decent matchups here. So if you can stash McGuigan on your bench, do it. He'll probably get in the 20s, maybe 30s, but there's probably better matchups out there. That's the ceiling though. It's not like if he gets you 20, you're happy. So like if you get 15 on your bench, yay. Peterson and Robinson are good to go, as we were talking about on the other pod. They've been excellent together, and fantasy wise, they're both raking. So go for it. Outside of those 3 players, I'm really iffy on Newcastle. Right. Radwan, I'm looking at maybe dropping. He's been poop lately.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah,
and it's not his fault. It's just that they're like, the other teams are like, oh, you can run a little bit. We'll just make sure that we don't leave you that much space. And because it's not like Newcastle will have much up the middle either in attack.
No,
so
not really.
They can keep the field spread, and it's really, they're kind of suffering from the Wasps wings problems without the centers,
right,
to open up space for them.
Right. Same. All right. The big one, Bath and Bristol. Well, if it's not a big one, don't tell them that. For Bath, Nathan Hughes, assuming his loan deal lets him play against his parent club, he's good to go this week. Bristol are 10th versus number 8. He's in good form to boot. Will Muir, spoke about him last week. Once again, he's good. He's a go for me. Bristol are 12th versus wings. He's been in fine form. I know last week wasn't amazing, but yeah. And then there's this guy named Joe Coca saying we've had a sighting of him. If he's in there, he's probably an okay start as well. If you want to plunk down that change. Miles Reed is a popular pick, obviously compared to his teammates at least. Not a good play this week. Bristol are 3rd against flankers. He's worth the bench spot though, if you need it, because 7s are better of the 2 flanks against Bristol. So there's that. And
he makes so many tackles that he'll get his points in.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay for a good bench spot there. Harry Thacker could be a big play this week. As we know, Bath are very generous to hookers, and he's always one ready to put up a nice fat number. So give him a go if you got him. Stephen Luatua, the Bristol captain, has played himself back into some damn good form lately, and it's probably more of an afterthought than the likes of Harding and Bowie. Play him too. Lloyd Purdy or Chuck, whoever's at fullback, park them. Bath have only given up 1 good score to a fullback so far this season, which is really weird considering all the things about Bath. Right. Funny how that goes.
Off the StoneX for the biggest match of the weekend, Sarries versus Leicester, 1 versus 2, as such as it is in attack. Actually, it's actually 1v1. So the Sarries are 1st in attack, 2nd in defense. Leicester are 5th in attack and 1st in defense. So it's sluggers going at each other.
Yeah.
For the Sarries, I kind of throw out the numbers in this one because these are players who rake no matter what for the reasons that the things that they do score points.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter that Leicester are first versus props and hookers. You're starting the Sarries front row anyway because they'll score. Like yeah. Theo, if he's at lock, is a great start. Ben Earl and Billy V, definitely starter worthy. Billy V, obviously, if you have the fundage, especially during this time, he might be a good rental so that you can swap him back for like a Dombrant later.
Mm-hmm.
The backs outside of Laz, I'm just not sure. Tompkins might be around for this. I don't know.
We'll
it's still a rental, so I would stay away.
Right.
On the Leicester side, Montoya and Dolly are starter worthy. Doesn't matter what. Again, Sarries, Leicester are first versus props and hookers. Sarries are third, and it's close, so it doesn't matter. Hayes actually might be a good start if he's starting. And then expect a lower output from Wells, Liebenberg, and Wies than you're used to. Jack Van Poortvliet is a good start, but hold off on the rest of the backs. Porter might be worth a bench spot.
Yeah, Guy Porter's been doing pretty well.
Yeah, that's basically if Tomo's playing. No, but
yeah,
if he's not, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. All right, Gloucester and Northampton for the home team. Ollie Thorley is definitely back. Northampton are also 9th versus Wings, so they can be had out there, and Thorlo is in good form. So thumbs up to him this week. Jack Singleton, after being bench of the week last week, well worth the call. He's back in play this week with Northampton, middling at best against hooks. And we know he's at least a decent quality. So
yes, he is.
He's a play if you have him.
Right.
Hastings is a definite sit for me this week. Northampton a 3rd versus Fly Halves, even after a decent week from Sir Joseph against them last week. I'd sit him outright if I have him. Northampton for the Saints. Manny Yogan, a lesser known asset to some for the Northampton, but could be worth a look if you're in need of a prop for a rental. He scored well when he started, and Gloucester 11th versus props. James Grayson, a really nice option at 10 this week, especially with Gloucester 10th versus Fly Halves. 100% worth a spot on your team if he's playing. He's fairly cheap as well, so that helps.
Yep. This is the only time he's been this stretch is the only time he's worth it. And I'm hoping Bigger isn't playing otherwise.
Yeah, if I'm Wayne Pivac, I'm calling Chris Boyd. Don't play him. Right. Cornel Skosan is back to a sit this week. Gloucester are 1st versus Wings, and he's been pretty inconsistent to say the least. So thumbs down for Cornel, unfortunately. Sorry.
All right, on to the Irish versus Worcester. The Exiles are 2nd in attack, 11th in defense. Worcester are 11th in attack and 13th in defense. So, yeah. For the Exiles, Worcester are 9th or worse everywhere at every position. Their best defensive position is 9th. So, yeah. I think I've mentioned it before, but look for Pearson if you haven't already. In TRM, he's like 130. I think 128, something like that.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, yeah.
And I think he's only a flanker, but that's like, again, maybe you had Davidson. I certainly did until I dropped him this past weekend, but like this is your drop-in kind of replacement for that bench spot. You just sit him on your bench. You might start him here or there, but absolutely pick him up. And then other than that, start everyone for the Irish because if you got him, play him. I'm really pissed at Hassel Collins and Goodrick Clark are out for this one.
Right.
I'm really fucking mad about that.
Damn it, Eddie.
For the Warriors, the Irish are 9th or worst versus all forward positions. They're 5th versus scrum halves, 2nd versus fly halves, 7th versus centers, 6th versus wings, and 10th versus fullbacks. So there's some variability there, but you're starting your Annette, Batley, and Vianu. He's only like 180 or something like that. He's
not too
ridiculously cheap. And he's been scoring his last 2 games. He's had over 30. So
there you go.
This is a good matchup for him. Beck and Venter again are options. Duhan is an option definitely. Gareth and Finn again 5th versus scrum halves, 2nd versus fly halves. They're bench at best.
Yeah.
If you got him, keep him on your bench. Find someone else.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully Duhan plays, but if you know,
Right.
if Gregor,
I'm
calls
assuming.
Diamond and says, sit him, you dick.
Yeah, but well,
Will Diamond listen to the question?
Right.
Maybe.
Get stuffed, Jack Hunt.
That might be something out of his mouth. Yeah. Exeter and Sale on Sunday. This will be actually very interesting. This and Sale are out for revenge. For Exeter, Josh Hodge. He's in again. As long as Baxter doesn't get too dumb, I'd stick and do something stick Witten at fullback, which don't put it past him. He's in there. Fullback is a spot that Sale. I know. God damn it. Don't want to put it out in the universe. Fullback is a spot that Sale can be had. He's showing well, so it helps. Richard Capstick is a play this week. If he's in, Sale are middling against flankers, and sevens are the worst of the two. So give him a go if you have him in the back row. I've recommended Hendrickson in the past, but not this week. Sale have gotten really nasty up the middle. They're actually really nasty overall of late as well, especially when 2-year JVR in the lineup, and I would assume JVR is going to be in the lineup, so I'd sit him.
Yeah.
For the Sharks.
I did read a cool article. I can't remember where I found it on the Twitters. I think whoever the author is, I follow them and they posted it. But raving about Robert Dupria moving to 13 and his pairing with Jon Rensburg and how very well that's working out.
Yes. Well, I mean, most people will tell you that it's been working out.
Right. And it was interesting because it talked about everything from coaching, like Sanderson. There was an interview with Sanderson too, and a lot of good stuff in there.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Like Sanders. For the Sharks, as we speak, AJ has caught his form again. If you hadn't noticed, he's going to be a high rank in my fly half rankings this week with Exeter at the bottom of the points against for
that's
that
fly
position.
half in the Prem right now.
That's playing in the Prem. Pretty much everyone that starts for Sale is a go for me. Sans in the forward pack, Sans Ross, because he's obviously a card waiting to happen. Right. Consider some of the Sale pack for captain, because the Exeter just give away bags of points to
they do
1 through 7. So yeah, or even 1 through 8 to a certain extent. Neither scrum half is a start for me this week, though Faf rarely is. Exeter's second against scrum halves in points against, so it's a bench for Quirk and it's a sit for Faf for me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Of the weeks.
Yeah.
So do you want me to go my go for it. Start?
Go for it.
So there's a team out there. They gave up 25 points to Ivan Van Zale, who averages 15. They gave up 25 to Sam Hidalgo Klein, with 24 from Jack Maunder coming off the bench.
Wow.
They gave up 22 to Jack Van Portfleet, who averages 18. In just 48 minutes. And Wiggs came on in relief and got 16 points.
Wow.
This team is playing against Alex Mitchell on the weekend.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Yeah, it's a really
good pick. Against Gloucester, I'm taking Alex Mitchell as my start of the week.
Yeah, that's a good pick. And I considered him, and I was like, I think I might have picked him this season, and I considered I'd try elsewhere. Plus, I have a good one, I think, as well.
There you go.
I really like the likes of this guy's matchup. He's been on fire of late as well. His game will score him well against this particular opposition because he just does it all. And his club's performance has been matching his to boot. I've picked his brother. It's his turn. My start of the week for round 19 of the Prem is Dan Dupria.
I've got him on my team.
You're welcome. and now there's a hex on him. Good luck.
Well, I have Alex Mitchell too, so I
play that.
Yeah, I came across this information as I was looking at do I want to play Care or Mitchell, and I was like, oh wait, well there's my start of the week. So now I have my answer. My sit of the week, I mentioned him already, and so I don't need to talk about it anymore because I gave you the in-depth talk before. But Gareth Simpson. Is a guy you have wanted on your team recently, not this week. Said him.
No,
he's cheap, so he may if you haven't considered him, you haven't been paying attention. So at this point, this is not the time to jump on the Gareth Simpson bandwagon.
No, bad timing.
By the dip.
I also spoke on my set of the week. His form has been meh of late, and he's facing a club that typically is tough against his opposition. His form's bad enough that, in fact, he's considered superfluous to his country. My sit of the week for round 19 is Scotland and Gloucester fly half Adam Hastings.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, sorry. What? To the Supas. Yeah. Oh, you got the first ever
Moana Pacifica.
Yeah. Woo.
So I started this analysis with a pun that only makes sense if you're reading it and get what I'm trying to say. Basically, like the Moana Pacifica team, they're all flyers, and they're all kind of flyers because you don't know how they're going to do, but they can all fly. So you kind of just right. You guess, guessing, because you don't know, but they all have the potential to go off. Although they're playing the fucking Crusaders, so you cannot expect anything from them. This is like you need a starter, throw one out there. I try to steer clear of Stowers and Toala, and obviously the locks. Yeah. I think Toala is the 12 specifically. I think it was like the 8 and the 12.
Okay.
Not
Oh yeah, Stowers is a loose forward. I'm an idiot. Yeah. You're
right. Because those positions are the ones that score infrequently. So I would just stay away from them just because I'm being a little bit biased about their position.
Yeah, whatever. Fair enough.
But other than that, go nuts. If you need a starter, go for it. Because as we saw, Crusaders can still give up points. They're not fucking, they're a machine on an attack, and they'll just create points, but they'll give them up too. So,
right.
Pacifica, no reason to shy away. On the other side, the front row, Tawarangi is a good option. Surprise starter, but I think will play extremely well in this attack, especially once Mo'unga comes in.
Yeah, hopefully he's still playing when Mo'unga comes in. Jeez.
Right. I said Nadolo. Yeah, Nadolo because it's different Nadolo. Finding Yanuku at 13 is fascinating. Looking forward to it. Bridge and Fahaki, I think will play very well. Hickey, I'd stay away from. Again, we don't know how long he's going to play. I think he's his first time starter, and I think, or at least and you got Mo'unga on the bench. It's like you got to watch the quick hook on that. So you never know if he plays poorly enough. It's like, all right, well, you're out, Richie. Go get him.
Yeah. All right. We have the Fijian Drua and the Rebels. I'm going to do my damnedest to not butcher these guys' names on Fiji. I promise I'm trying. But Vernaya Habosi and Apisalome Vota. So that is one of their wings and one of their 13? Centers. Yeah. They're the only two Fijian Drua I would start without blinking right now. They're two highest and most consistent scorers so far. That are in the 15 this weekend. That's their thumbs up for me. The Drua front row, I'd rather not have a front row than them right now. They've scored negative in both matches so far. So at this point, it's a eek and wait. Like, nope, don't do it. And we love the way they play, but at the same time, it's not doing them favors right now. So just hold back on that one. Don't start a front row if that's the only one. For the Rebels, Tamati Ioane, definitely a good filler for those that are missing a loose forward. Had a couple of nice bench appearances so far, and I expect that to carry over. They even talked about in the broadcast, like he is going to be a problem this week, I think. Ray New, a good play in the midfield, scored well in an ugly game for against the Forest last week. I'd expect better results this week. Matt To'omua, if you have other options, consider them. Matty has not been great thus far this season. The team hasn't done him any favors either, so that's not all his fault. But if you have him, play him. But at the same time, see if you have another option. Until he comes around.
On to Force versus Reds, which suddenly is a fascinating match. Although the Force front row have been iffy. They're going against a depowered, as we mentioned earlier. Tupou is not out there. Right. So and some of the other Reds front row aren't their normal guys. So they the Reds, I don't know if they're throwing out their normal squad really, and what their thinking is there exactly, but
right.
Force front row are an option now. Anstey points eater. Isaac Fines also scores when he's out there. Mataele, as I mentioned earlier, Godwin, Pulu, and Strahan. They expect lower scores because it's still the Reds and they're still going to play fucking ridiculous defense, and you can't expect tries. So these are the guys you'd want to start from their team, and then Hopefully they're your lesser scoring of those position players.
Right.
Fines could still, score 10 and be worth it.
Okay. Yeah.
On the other side, expect less from the front row, as I said, for the Reds. Harry Wilson, James O'Connor, Fluke, Paisami, Pataya, and Campbell. You're going to have to trust that they're going to find gaps versus the force.
Yeah. You just don't have a choice at this point.
Right. Because they should have options. And then it's good to see who came back to start at 12.
Paisami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did I get that wrong? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him. Yeah, he's a monster.
Right. Oh no, I just had it up. No, Hamish Stewart.
Oh yeah, Stewart's in there, but Pasami's in there too now, isn't he?
Right.
Yeah, 13.
Oh no, Pasami's. Oh, he's a 13. Yeah, he's returning. Right.
That's the one. Yep,
got it wrong.
That's the one. We had the right player, wrong position.
Yeah.
For Blues and Ben's Chiefs. For the Blues, Dalton Papali is back, and I really like their team announcement. Can I just say that on here? It's really cool. I like that. Looks like they have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, for the Blues, Dalton Papali is back. He should head straight into your lineup. I don't see how the Chiefs hold him back. Finley Christie, I mentioned him last week. I'll mention him again this week. Chiefs showed issues with a mobile sniping halfback with Fakatava the other week. So it could be a good week for him if he's the same way. Be weary of Harry Plummer, as Ben mentioned with Hickey. Barrett's on the bench. Who knows how long he'll have out there while Bodie's waiting. So just keep your eyes peeled on that one. For the Chiefs, Brad Weber, speaking of mobile and sniping halfbacks, he's one of the best. And with some injuries out there, I might put him at the top of the list for halfbacks this week. Booth did all right last week against the Blues, and he's better than Booth. So,
right.
Alex Nankerville is worthy of a start this week, usually a handy replacement when called upon, and there's plenty of others for the Blues to worry about out there, and he'll score fine, I think. Usually does when he's out there. Tupel Vai, quality lock. He's at 6 this week, but that's not much of an upgrade in terms of the position. Besides, the best lock in this game is next to him. Play him if you dare.
Vitalik, if you're going to play. Yeah.
Right. Play Vai if you dare, but don't expect
You're not really getting an extra flanker at lock there.
No.
Doesn't work that way.
No, if anything, it's probably Vitalik.
Right. It's still Vitalik. You won. All right, on to your Canes versus the Highlanders. For the Hurricanes, their front row, yes. Karifi and Sevilla, oh, hell yes. And then Love in that entire back line. The Highlanders are they're not putting up much of a defense. They don't put much of an argument against the opposition attacks. So that back line is good to go. For the Highlanders, there could be some space for Frizzell. The back line will score, but I'm just not sure who. Personally, I'm looking at Thomas Umaga Jensen and Connor Garden Batchup, not just because they have 3 names, but because I think they're the best of that back line. I think everyone else is kind of suspect.
Yeah, Gilbert scored all right last week, so that's another one to consider. But you're not wrong.
Right.
Brumbies and Taz. For the Brumbies, Jerome Brown, another potential lifeline for those seeking out a good starting loose forward. The Taz have been kind to sevens thus far in the opening week, so he's one you could consider. Ira Simone hasn't scored well, but there's potential there this week. Taz have given up 10 plus to Stewart last week, and I think Simone's going to run better than him. So there's that. Love Round Valentini, but 6 has been a complete hole against the Taz. So temper expectations and find another option if you dare. For the Waratahs themselves, he was on my bad list last week. He threw it right back in my face, so he's good to go this week. Isaiah Parise should have a good week. The last 2 13s against the Brumbies have found success, and that includes the Fijian Drua guy that I talked about earlier. James Turner, another name lesser known before the season, but should be in your lineup this week. 11 has been a bit of a problem area for the Brumbies in their defense, so he's good to go, and that's where he's playing. Sinclair and Gamble could have tough weeks this week. Brumbies have been very stingy against both sides of the flank thus far this season in their first 2 matches, so I would just kind of turn down the expectations of either of them if you went and snatched them up.
Indeed.
Or find another one of this loose forwards that we've mentioned already. Also that.
So of the weeks.
Yeah.
You spoke negatively about my start of the week.
Uh-oh.
and I'm trying not to take that personally.
One of us is going to be wrong, so it's okay.
Right. This is a team that has just been ass bitten as it gets. And they're getting a practice girl. And so for that reason, my start of the week is the guy who gets to pilot the ship against the practice girl, and that's the fly half of the Rebels, Matt Tuamua.
Yeah. He might. I for my sake, I hope he comes good because I love the guy and I have him on a bunch of teams. So
and that's the start of the week. Is in if he's there's no reason for him not to be an option. Obviously, if you have a fly half that you're happy with, be happy with him. But given it's more of like the performance that he's shown to date is not what he's capable of, and I think he's going to show more this weekend. I think he's going to score like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Which is what you would be happy with as a fly.
Very.
So go ahead and give him a start.
Fingers crossed, man. All right. For my guy, I didn't mention him. I covered his match, but I didn't mention him yet because I wanted to mention him here. He made his return last week and he showed out well, as we hoped he did, especially, considering his debut day that he had for the All Blacks a couple years ago. He's back from his sevens duty and he's got himself a juicy matchup in front of him. And I don't see a reason that he's not going to keep going. So my start of the week is All Blacks and Blues flying winger Caleb Clark.
Fuck you.
Hey, listen, you picked Ioane last week, so
that's true. No, I really no, because I was like, yeah, I can't wait to watch Caleb Clark. And I'm like, no, wait a minute.
No, you don't want to watch him this week.
Yeah. So sit of the week. I just found out as I was reading this, I had to go make sure I got his name right because it's not in my autocorrect yet. And I was somewhat disrespectful to the Reds earlier, unintentionally. I've had a couple of beers. What do you want from me? But still, that defense is going to be ridiculous because that's what they are and that's what they do. The rain just helps them in that endeavor. So let's see if they can conjure some this time. But either way, I mean, we've talked all sorts of nice things about him, but this week sit Reece-John Pasitoa, who my autocorrect changed to Reece-John Pasta.
Yeah. Funny enough, no, so did mine, and so is it, because that's exactly what happened to mine too. I was looking at it, I was like, "That's not
Reece-John Pasta. That's not right." I don't have his name.
Oh man,
I know that's not right.
Oh yeah. So now he's gonna go off. So everybody go sign Reece-John Pasitoa and play him. So yeah, I spoke of him glowingly before, but as far as the fantasy aspect goes this week, it's gonna be a long fucking week for the kid. I maybe he rubs it in everybody's face, in which case, Dave Rennie, are you watching? But yeah, yep. Sorry, it's Reece-John Pasitoa this week. Ugh.
Reece-John Pasta.
Sorry, buddy. I did not mean to do that. Promise. I looked at it. I was like, that's not right.
I'm gonna go ahead and click learn.
Yeah, right. It's like, no. That's the name. That's the name. That's the name. Yeah. Usually they're good. Usually autocorrect's good about like capital names too. Like they know, oh, that's a name, so it's fine. Right. Dicks. Also, autocorrect also doesn't know fuck or glutes. So apparently people just don't learn how to swear or exercise. So
doesn't know
whatever.
Glute. That's weird.
Yeah, switches to flutes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not joking.
You got to work on the flutes.
I can't tell you how many times I've gone flutes. God damn it, glutes. Shit. All right, pick them. I picked up a game on you with that force win last week. Yeah. All right, Prem. Quinn's Newcastle. Quinn's. Bath and Bristol. Yeah, at the Rack. Yeah, if this was at Ashton Gate, I'd pick Bristol, but
I mean, it's a little bit of a rivalry, I'd say.
Last I checked.
So and yeah, I like the way Bath are playing, and I still, even with the win last week, I wasn't like I wasn't overwhelmed by Bristol, so
Yeah. Series and Leicester. I'm gonna pick the series, hoping that Laws plays 10 because sorry, Manu, but you just not been on it, man.
I'm picking Leicester.
Yeah, probably the smart choice.
Don't hate me. It's just business.
Just business. Gloucester, Northampton.
Gloucester the better team. This is one of those like Northampton are not ready for this match.
I'm gonna take Alex Mitchell and the Saints.
All right.
There you go. You got a couple chances to make your own up.
Yeah.
Irish and Worcester. Fuck that. Yeah, or Sink Deeper. I'm going Irish.
Irish, yeah. Exiles.
Exeter and Sale. I'm taking Sanderson's go.
Me too. Sale. Better team, even though they're on the road.
Yeah, I'll still take them right now.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. Down to Super. As much as it would be awesome if Moana Pacifica pulled this off, the smart market
legend. It would be legendary, but no, I would.
I would jump up and down for them just as much as anybody else. But
right, I'm rooting for them to do it.
My pick is the Crusaders.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a game. So
no. Rebels, Fiji and Drua. Rebels
get off the schneid. They what after 8 straight losses, something.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
mad. They're mad. They played like poop last week, and I'm sure Foot will tell them that as much. Nice little Free Jacks shout out in the Rebels match too, because they were talking about Ryan Martin.
Right.
Force and Reds. Yeah, it's still Reds. James O'Connor's playing 10.
Yeah.
Yep. Reds. Blues and Chiefs. Yeah. Bone Bear comes on and does the job. I'll give you Chiefs. This one's also being played in Queenstown. Unfortunately, they tried to move it to
right. So it's
North Island, but unfortunately,
I think neutral field.
That helps. That definitely helps.
That is no longer a thing, and I like the way the Chiefs are playing. And the 20 minutes I saw the Blues.
Yeah, that was the worst 20 minutes by far. Their first 60 was pretty awesome, so I'll give them that. Hurricanes and Highlanders. Hurricanes, they play like they did the last 20 last week. They fucking should stomp these guys.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, I don't have too much respect for the Highlanders right now.
Right now, no. I need to be shown a lot more than what they have right now.
Yeah, they don't have much.
No,
and I'm not sure what's coming. I'm not sure what the cavalry, if there's any cavalry coming.
Not really. No, Alamalo's the only one they're waiting on. That's it.
And that's not enough.
Nope,
he hasn't.
Not for me.
Yeah,
Notes for me. Brumbies and Taz. I'm gonna take the Brumbies. They're at GIO.
Oh shoot, I didn't get that far. I am gonna take the Taz actually.
Okay. Yeah, if this was in South Wales, I might take it. But
I like the way the Waratahs are playing. I'm not the Brumbies. I thought the Taz looked better against the Reds than the Brumbies did personally, but that's personal preference. So,
well, Brumbies haven't seen the Reds yet, thankfully for both.
Oh, I'm thinking. Oh shit, it was Rebels, wasn't it?
Yeah, Rebels played like poop against them.
Yeah. Oh no,
it was the Force. Yeah. It was the Force. That's what you're thinking of.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah,
irrelevant.
I'm going Taz.
Erroneous.
Move the strike.
Yeah.
Strenuously object.
Object, Your Honor, and I moved to strike. Shit. Okay. There's that. There we get this done. This semi-regional.
Go at it. Tit for tat. We win some, we lose some.
Look at that. Yeah. Oh, geez. We got a couple of opportunities to. Either you're going to be right here with me, or it's going to be that much bigger.
I'm fairly certain next week I'll be like, "Why the fuck did I pick the Taz again? That was stupid."
maybe your old love for them is coming back to haunt you.
It is. It really is.
Shit. Okay. Cool. So we did this. We'll have another big starter sit week next week with that will include Six Nations, of course. And it'll be loads more fun. Maybe Jared can stay alive in the Blitz League. We'll see how badly I draft. But fantasy rugby podcast at gmail.com. We're working on sheets obviously all the time, so we promise we'll get you that stuff up.
We didn't mention it this pod, the Super Rugby
we did
sheet in the we did. Okay.
Oh yeah, we did. It feels like a long time ago, but it was at the beginning.
Oh no, I thought that was the rugby pod. I didn't think that was this one
too.
Oh fucking A.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like forever ago.
Yeah, it's coming.
Just like it feels like when we have like 4 Friday matches and then it's Wednesday. It's like, when did that match happen again?
I know. I'm like, I know I watched that match, but it feels like 3 weeks ago.
It does happen. Happens to the best of us. But yeah. So yeah, email us. Tutor Ben or I will get the look at the start or sit sheet for Super out tomorrow. Sometime hopefully early afternoon.
Yeah, we have all the lineups are out, so no excuse.
We'll get at it. Other than that, ask TFRY on Fridays, which is always one of our most fun things to get. Enjoy the rugby. We'll catch you all next week. Good luck in your matchups. Have a good one.
Later.
Good.